Let's spend the day thrifting together. It's supposed to rain, so there's not much I can do outside. It's my new guilty pleasure.
A few years ago, if you would have told me that I would fall in love with thrifting, I would have told you you were crazy. Because as a working mom, our most valuable asset is our time. So when I found something that I liked for my garden, I just bought it. I didn't have time to go shopping around. But now that I'm retired and I'm an empty nester, I love to spend the afternoon looking for wonderful treasures for my garden, things that I can buy on the cheap and spruce up. I now love thrifting, garden thrifting, that is. When I tell people how little I pay for some of the things in my garden, they can't believe it. So I thought I would bring you along to this place, which is my secret weapon. I'm looking for mirrors, tiles, pots, anything that can give my garden the upscale designer look that I love for just a few dollars. So let's go inside and see what they've got. There's a ton of great stuff here, but this is what I'm after, mirrors. So I'm going to flip through the possibilities and see what's here. One of these is totally perfect, so I'm going to go up and pay. You'll just have to see which one I chose. Here's another reason why I love this place so much. In addition to rock bottom prices, they always have a weekly special and sometimes a monthly special. You just can't beat it. This is a whole pile of wine barrel sticks. So if I didn't already have the black globe in my garden in the big fern, I would buy a couple of these, spray paint them black, and make my own. This cute little corner chair is only $25. And on top of that, all the outdoor furniture this week is 50% off, which brings this down to $12.50. But on top of that, I would get a senior discount, which means I would have this cute little corner chair for only $11 and change. All I would have to do is put a cushion on it. I would so buy this, but my garden is full of chairs. Now you know why I call Restore my secret weapon. What I found next is the single best thing I have ever bought here, and it was just sitting on the ground. I was tempted to shoo away a guy who was standing in front of it so I could snap it up. I'm sure my fellow thrifters can relate. So the regular price was $15. They gave me the senior discount. I ended up paying $13.50 after tax. All I ended up paying was $14.85 for that fabulous clock. I'm on a roll. Let's keep thrifting. I had been looking for an oversized clock like that for so long, I was pretty sure that the price was well over $100. So after I found this one at Restore, I drove straight to the garden accessory store, and sure enough, look, here it is for $125, and it's very similar in style. Since I was having such great luck at the thrift store, I decided to come to my favorite nursery and check out the boneyard. Not the sale corner where they have plants that are out of season or are struggling. I'm talking about the boneyard. That's an area where they stack pots that are chipped or cracked. It's usually out of sight of the public and you have to ask for it. So I'm going to go see if I can find more treasures. Well, I did ask about the boneyard, but somebody had already beaten me to it. There wasn't a single thing left. It's raining now, so I had to go back for my raincoat, but that could be a good thing. Maybe I'll have less competition. So let's go inside, see what they've got. I'm not seeing a lot for gardening. This could work for tools. It's only $3. I don't know, maybe. Well, that was totally worth it. They wanted 20, they let it go for 15. And although it's not technically a garden item, I'm redoing my narrow side yard to set it up as a work area. And so I've been looking for things that would provide vertical interest for my two-story house on the outside back wall. And I think this is going to be perfect. Before I go home, and as long as I'm already wet out in the rain, I want to take you to one more place, Ray's Trading Company. This place is unique because it really is a trading company. If you have something that he can use and he has something that you want, sometimes you can come out of there with a brand new treasure for no money. Here it is, Ray's Trading. Pretty cool gates and doors. I wish I needed one. I keep trying to find a use for these because they're so cool. They're keyholes. I think you can see why I love this place. Here's something I've never seen. It's a Japanese rice bucket. I love this. These don't look like much, but I've gotten these large 10-inch timbers to use as steps. And they're a lot cheaper at a salvage place than they are at the big box store. I don't know what these wooden things are. They look like the center of a wheel or a millstone type of thing, but they would make cool garden seating if I didn't already have a million chairs in my garden. I love the texture of them. Well, I think I'm wet enough for one day. I'm going to go home and take stock of what I bought. I did pick up something at Ray's, and you'll just have to wait to see what it was. Well, you're probably not surprised, but I did buy the Japanese rice bucket. It wasn't a bargain, but I don't care. I thought it was so unique and beautiful that I had to have it. And I'm not going to put it in the garden. I'm going to put it inside the house, maybe roll up a few lap quilts or something, but I love the workmanship. And of course, my sign. So despite the rain, it was a really good day for thrifting. I'm very happy. Now I want you to see how everything looks in place and let you decide whether or not I made some good purchases. Well, here's the one I ended up with. It was originally marked $30, but because it has a banged up corner, I asked if they would take 20, and of course they said yes. They never say no. And on top of that, they gave me a senior discount. So I ended up getting this $30 mirror, which was a total steal at $30 for $18. Here's what it looks like after a light sanding and 2 coats of Rust-Oleum black paint. I'm happy with the way it turned out. Now I want to show you where I put the clock. Well, I could probably fuss with this for hours, but I am really happy with the way the clock turned out. It's exactly what I hoped it would be. I do think it's a little busy being able to see the stripes in the siding along with the stripes in the clock. It feels too busy for me, too many vertical lines. So I'm thinking that maybe I would put a solid piece of wood or metal behind it just to make it a little cleaner looking. And I think if I did that, it would even highlight the design of the clock even more. So we'll see. If you've watched this far, you're either a thrifter or you're curious about thrifting. If you're curious about thrifting, I really hope you'll try it. It's a blast. And if you're an experienced thrifter, I hope I've lived up to your expectations. Either way, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.